My first Soulsborne game I ever played was Dark Souls 3. And for the longest, the only games that I were playing were really Bethesda games, or really just popular type games. Skyrim. I even tried to go back to play Oblivion, played New Vegas, all of these, RPGs, all of these basic games almost. I played Spider-Man, all of the big marquee titles I played, but I never played Dark Souls. I just had this fear about Dark Souls for the longest. Everyone heralded this as the ultimate game, the ultimate difficulty, the ultimate torture porn of a video game. And I just didn't feel like I needed to put myself through that for the longest time. I didn't understand the point of putting myself through that this entire time. But then one day, I saw Dark Souls 3 on sale, and I was like, I've done everything else. I platinum Skyrim. I beat New Vegas. What else is there for me to do? Other than finally play The Witcher 3. So I bought Dark Souls 3. And then that changed the trajectory of everything for me. I've beaten that game so many fucking times. Challenge runs so many fucking times. To the point where I was like, okay, I need more. I never thought that after I beat that, I would need more. But after I beat Dark Souls 3, I was like, you can't tell me anything. I did this shit. And I did this, before Elden Ring was popping and all the other things. I was just like, yeah, can't nobody tell me shit. I beat Dark Souls. So I wanted to try everything else. I was like, there has to be more. I beat all the DLC. There has to be more. There has to be more. I tried Elden Ring. I didn't have that much fun. Beat it eventually, but I didn't have that much fun. Then I got around to Bloodborne. Warmed me up. I liked it a bit. Then I got to DS1. And DS1 is the best, my favorite game I've ever played. It's right there next to New Vegas. It's peak. The map design, the atmosphere, the fights, and the innovation they brought to the table. It just wasn't, there was nothing like it at the time. And it's now defined everything a game is now. Every game is trying to be the new Dark Souls. Every game. You just heard the Obsidian remake is taking influence from Dark Souls, from the Soulsborne games. That's insane to me. It all wrapped back around. But I've finally beat Dark Souls just yesterday. And I've got to say, I've got this depression in my heart, And it's bittersweet, I just didn't want it to be over. This was perfect for me. I don't know. It revitalized me. It challenged me to be better, and I rose to that challenge, Dark Souls as a series means the fucking most to me. The Soulsborne games mean the fucking most to me because I never felt challenged like this. I never was just told, get good and beat the shit. Yeah, you do get told get good, but not in the same way when you play a Soulsborne game. It's not the same. You can't say these things are the same experience. And you will only know that when you finally decide to get good and beat Dark Souls. Thank You Dark Souls started off as some sarcastic, comment about how difficult these games are and how unbelievably unforgiving they are, right? But for me, it just turned onto a different life of its own, Thank you Dark Souls, because I'm really fucking appreciative for Dark Souls. Not thank you Dark Souls because your game is fucking stupid sometimes. It is fucking stupid sometimes, but more than that, thank you Dark Souls. Because because it gave me an experience I would have never gotten anywhere else. It opened my eyes to be able to play different types of things that I never would have tackled before. See different things I would never tackle before. Try different things I would have never tackled before. Because Dark Souls showed me that regardless of whatever I'm going through or whatever I'm trying to do, I can do it, you know? I can do it, and I couldn't stop that part of myself every time I tried to quit. You know, I was like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. But it was like, no, it's not over. It can't be over. It can't be over. I didn't come this far to lose. I didn't come this far to quit. And Dark Souls really revitalized that part inside of me. So, again, thank you, Dark Souls. Now, I don't know what this future means for me now, though. There's always the other games like DS2 and Sekiro. You know, there's always, you know, a Souls-like, a Lies of P. But I think, like, Dark Souls 3 is trying to tell us, and even Dark Souls 1. And, from what I know, Dark Souls 2. That sometimes you gotta let it go. You gotta start something new. You gotta let it die out. So that you can be born again. So that the world can be born again. So, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna give myself a gap from my Dark Souls and my Soulsborne games, but, I think I'll let it fade until I feel that reignition in my own heart to play these games all over again, or to try something new all over again, or to lose myself in some new adventure all over again. I think that's what I'll do. But thank you, Dark Souls.